What is up, everybody? How's it going? Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Sorry in advance, but the lighting may change during the video. There's not much I can do about it. But I know I made a lot of videos over the past week, but I wanted to make a video and share my thoughts and opinions on video game collecting and my video game collection in general. So, over the past year or two, I've collected a lot of games for the PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable, Wii, and PlayStation 2. I wanted to get a lot of good titles that I wanted to get, and I wanted to collect a lot of big series like God of War, Infamous, Resistance, Motorstorm, and a lot of good titles on the PlayStation 3. And some great games in general, like Star Wars The Clone Wars, Bond Nation Racers, and much more. And I wanted to get these games because they just hold a lot of value to me in terms of like how much fun I had playing them as a kid, or if I wanted to play them in general, because I never got the chance to play them as a kid. And so the prices may vary in terms of like what I gotten because I like to have it complete in box and usually like to go without scratches on the disc and just like to have the best version of it possible. And this can be good and bad sometimes because I can either overpay, but I can also underpay in terms of the value it's going for. And there are many great deals I've got in the past, but also I had some regrets because I paid too much. And it can really vary, but it equals out in the end in terms of like what I got. So I'm very proud of what I've collected just because I've always been searching for deals and stuff like that. But I wanted to give an update on my collection because over the past month, you saw in my past two video game collecting videos that I've collected a lot of games in terms of like what I got in January and kind of like overall what I got in general. So in that video, I've got a lot of PS3 games, a lot of PSP games. Very proud of that about that, but I think I have to stop because I feel like I've gotten to a point in my video game collection where I'm very happy of what I gotten. And some of the games, like I said, I'm very happy I collected them, but I don't want to collect more or even double. So I feel like I'm just happy of where it's at. There's still more games I do want to collect for the PlayStation 3. For example, I do want the F1 games. I do want some of the heavy hitter titles, but they're going for insane prices. I'm talking about like Africa, Splatterhouse, 3D Got Game Heroes, Folklore, all those heavy hitter titles that are very rare on the PS3 and might go up in value later on. But who knows? I might not even be interested in them. I might not want to play them. But otherwise, that's kind of like where it's at. There's still more I want to collect, but for now I'm happy where my collection is at. I'm going to focus more on selling because I feel like that's important. I have a lot of games that kind of like are useless or just are too scratched up for me to play and hold no value. So I want to get some money out of those and just sell them overall. And so some of those games include some Wii titles, some PS3, and some PS4. There's some titles that are kind of useless and just I want to get rid of them. But I'm going to stop collecting as much as I can and start holding back. The last video game I got was the Goblet of Fire. Even that was a refund. So I think even that, the last video game I got was Motorstorm Apocalypse. That was a full purchase I actually bought. And I wanted to get a lot of titles in that January video that wanted to be near the end of my collecting. So Motorstorm Apocalypse was a good one that I wanted to finish off my collection with. I wanted to get a lot of titles that just, I feel like I was happy about what I ended with. And so there's still a lot more titles, like I said, on PSP and PS3. But I'm going to hold off on those. I don't really need them right now. And I feel like I need to save money and just hold back. I did spend a lot of money during the times of December and January, but I'm very happy of where I am now. So in terms of collecting, I just try to stay away from stuff. The only stuff I'm interested in now is like advertisements, posters for the PlayStation 3, PlayStation Portable, and PlayStation Vita. It's cool to see advertisements wherever I can. It could be in cases, it can be in magazines, wherever I can find stuff that's like that. I'll try to collect it, and that's my primary focus. And that's super rare, and that's a good thing because it could be 2 months, 2 years, or 2 decades till I find this stuff. It's not, I have no idea when I collect it. But that's my primary goal in terms of like the future of my collecting. I'm going to try to hold off on stuff because my local store hasn't been receiving some good stuff in terms of the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Portable. They've been selling cards, and that's their primary focus right now of how they make money. Um, and so I'm fine with that. But in terms of my video game collecting, I'm going to try to scale back and focus more on selling rather than buying. And so the last purchase, like I said, it's been like a couple weeks since I made a purchase, so I'm very happy with that, and I think I'm on a good track because I've been collecting over the past year or two, and if I keep this track of not buying stuff, it's going to be a good thing because I've collected, like I said, most of the games I wanted, and therefore I don't need more. And there's still more stuff to get. I get that. There's always going to be still more to get. But I feel at this point in time, I'm good at what my collection is so far. And plus, I'm running out of space. So that's kind of like my thoughts on the video game collecting and what I just think in general in terms of like collecting video games. I'll still search for stuff out there on eBay, on Facebook Marketplace, Goodwill once in a while. But I feel like there's nothing good out there. There's a lot of heavy hitter prices out there in terms of like stuff selling like, oh, here's a PlayStation 2 going for $120. Here's PS3 going for $150 to $300. And it varies because they think it's worth a lot because it's what everyone else is selling. And I already made a video about video game prices in general. I think a few videos back ago. Anyways, that's what kind of like what I've been doing and what I'm going to continue to do because I always want to find good deals, but I'm just not going to be buying as much as I should. And in terms of my collection, I'm very proud of it. It's very cool. I've been organizing and collecting all the games I have in one picture. There's a lot that I have. I have one in a box, one in a shelf, one in a tree, two in shelves. So it's all over the place, but it's kind of cool just seeing all the games I have. And in terms of new video games, I already discussed that in my 2023 opinion one. I only plan to probably buy one next year or in this year. And so it's going to be that. But in terms of retro video games, I'm going to try to scale back. And that's kind of like my update for you guys. And just in general, I feel like there's a lot of video games I've collected, but I wanted to scale back and just take a halt because I feel like I collected enough. Especially the main game I wanted was God of War Ghosts of Sparta. That's the one game I wanted. It's one of my favorite video games of all time. So I'm finally glad I got that. And it's now part of my collection. And for preservation purposes, I keep that on my shelf and just have it for a long time. So hopefully you guys are doing well and just having fun. And with lots of love and respect to you guys, I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.